The temperature was cool and the sun bright in Ritter Park in Huntington, West Virginia on Saturday, May 30th. It was a morning for kids on bikes and dogs on leashes. The peace pervading the park was not felt in cities across America. Many were burning and are still, with anger, protest, and confrontation over the killing of George Floyd by Minneapolis police on May 25th. The Huntington protest was a peaceful one, but passionate.
Those were the words coming out of his mouth, saying he couldn't breathe when he held his head down to the ground and killed him. Let's take 2 minutes and let's just do a 2 minutes moment of silence for George Floyd.
With all the chaos in the country, a group of area residents felt the need for a local gathering of concern and solidarity. Whitney Chapman, originally from South Charleston, now studies film and media production at Marshall University. She was part of that group.
When we first saw what was going on right now in the country, we were looking at the George Floyd story, and I saw everyone in our community was becoming outraged. I saw on social media how they were posting about it, how they were speaking out about it, but I didn't see anything happening about it. And I saw in other communities how they were coming together and they were protesting, but peacefully, and I wanted to do something like that. So I started on Facebook, I created a group, and within 3 days it blew up incredibly huge, and we're here today now.
Hundreds showed at Ritter Park, black and white, young and old. Marshall graduate Barry Westmoreland is now a young actor in Atlanta, back home because of COVID-19. He did not mince words about how one wrong encounter with white authority can change everything.
I'm here today because of the injustice of my people, of people who look like me. Things like this, things where black men, black women are hunted and preyed upon, and then it's glossed over. It's just not right. Because of the color of my skin, I could just be pulled over. That I can't have nice things, because if I have nice things, then it means that I'm a drug dealer or that I'm doing something negative. It doesn't mean me having nice things doesn't mean that I worked hard for it, that I went to college, that I'm constantly trying to live this so-called American dream when the American dream is not for me. It was never for me.
The rally's many speakers spoke of racism's long and tangled-up role in American history. Charleston, West Virginia pastor Mathew Watts put today's headlines into a timeline of the country's past.
It is woven into the fabric of the very culture of the American quilt, inside of every institution. And that's why you must use your influence and your power to eradicate it from every institution. And we all need to go and sit down with our mayors and with our chief of police and with our city council representatives. And we must call for the police to police themselves. Amen. 99% of police officers are solid citizens, men and women of integrity and character. And they went into the profession to serve and to protect. But within the police department itself, there are some thugs and gangsters. And the police have to police themselves. They know who the thugs are, and they know who the gangsters are.
Change is needed in American society, but won't happen without a community of effort, said Allie Lehman. She's a candidate for Huntington City Council, a founder and president of Huntington Pride, and a member of Huntington Mayor Steve Williams' LGBTQ Advisory Committee.
We all need to stand up for each other, and we all need to be here in unity for equality, for diversity and inclusion, and nobody can be silent anymore. I honestly feel like with the president that we have today, he makes it okay for there to be hate and for it to be fueled, and we need to stop that. We need to get out and vote and get good people who have everyone in mind to change our country, because this needs to stop, period.
Attending the rally was Mayor Steve Williams, who said he was alarmed at the behavior of the Minneapolis officers involved in the death of George Floyd. De-escalation training for police departments is a must, said the mayor.
That is an ongoing process with us. Actually, matter of fact, I've reviewed this week with them. Just say, all right, so what are we doing every single week? That is an active part of our training. De-escalation training, daily, weekly, monthly, constantly.
In early afternoon, the hundreds attending the rally walked along 8th Street on the march to Pullman Square, and quiet returned to Ritter Park. But the passion stirred by the rally remained.
What happened in Minneapolis is unacceptable. Anybody with any humanity looks at that, their heart breaks and knows that that's absolutely unacceptable. You know, the first thing that I thought was, my God, how could somebody in uniform be sitting there nearly breaking this man's neck?
On a daily basis, we are confronted with this daily. It may be subtle, and sometimes it's just right in your face. But every day we're faced with this.
I've cried a lot. I can't imagine feeling the way. I don't know. I just have to be here. I have to try to do something. Sorry.
We're going to stand strong. We're going to keep our heads up and stand in solidarity, share what we need to share, and make sure their voices get heard, their stories of injustice are told, and they have the allies that they need. And I hope that our community will open their eyes and see what's going on in the country right now and how we need them to help.